Robert Bob TV Brown. I just got through doing a video about Joe Biden's crime bill and should black people let that slide just to get rid of Trump. So that's going to be up tomorrow about 12 noon. It's about 2 hours, man. I didn't know it was that long, but Jesus. But you need to listen to it and kind of share it to my black brothers and sisters out of here. I'm looking at my phone, and it says Supreme Court rejects Trump effort to shorten North Carolina mail-in ballots deadline. I normally don't really talk about Trump that much because, tell you the truth, he's trash. Now, don't get me wrong, Joe Biden is trash, but his trash come in a special kind of bag, okay? Trump is just grade A garbage. You know, you can throw that in any bag. You know, he's just cheap garbage. This right here is cheap garbage. You're trying to shorten the mail-in ballot deadline so you can get the edge. That is authoritarian. That is dictatorship-like. That is, and you're supposed to be Mr. Freedom. Mr. Patriot, American Pride. Yeehaw. The Supreme Court on Wednesday rejected an effort by the Trump campaign and Republicans to reverse the 6-day mail-in ballot, mail ballot due date extension in North Carolina. Now, I don't know if that's the Supreme Court of North Carolina, but if this is the U.S. Supreme Court, I guess your new Supreme Court pick didn't side with Trump on this. The ruling was a major blow for President Trump, who polls show to be in a locked-in tight race with Democratic nominee Joe Biden. In crucial battleground states, a must-win for the presidential re-election chances. Now, I predict Joe Biden will win North Carolina. Why? Because North Carolina is a blue-collar state. Yes, it's part of the Bible Belt. It's considered a southern state, and normally Democrats don't run that state, but because Joe Biden is pretty much a Republican anyway, just a Democratic in name only, and because everybody from North Carolina knows Joe, and they know Joe has been on the side of North Carolina, South Carolina, segregationalists, white people gonna go out there and vote for Joe Biden. I think it's gonna be a neck and neck on the white vote between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Here's one thing you're not going to get from Donald Trump. He's not going to pull black votes. And Biden is going to pull black votes there. And some black people haven't woken up to, the philosophy of black empowerment. A lot of them still sucked into the Democratic Party. And they still believe the Democratic Party is the party of black people, and they ain't did jack for them. So I understand how they figure the Democratic Party is a party of black people. We know the Republican Party is not a party of black people, but to be in a party and they not do nothing for you, and you're the reason why they stay in power, you're the main reason why they still alive, and them not do nothing for you, it's just beyond me. But people are not going to think that way. And sometimes it may take time to continue to lay that foundation for black people in the party to realize that the weaknesses for black people in general lies in party loyalty. And they have to get out of party loyalty in order to gain their strength. The moment black people decide to detach themselves from the Republican Party and Democratic Party and become independents, these two parties get scared because they know they need that black vote to maintain survival. They'll do anything for you by then. Power without demand concede nothing. And the reason we never get nothing before the election, during the election, and after the election is because we never ask for a demand. We just slut vote, give ourselves up. But that's another story. He wanted to reverse a 6-day mail-in ballot due date extension in North Carolina. Obviously, Trump really believes he's going to lose. The nerves of him to do this. This is evidence that he fears not winning North Carolina. Anytime you see Donald Trump is trying to stop the mail-in ballot effort, trying to shorten it, and whatever, trying to lay the foundation that this thing's going to be stolen from him. Bruh. I mean, don't get me wrong. Democrats are a bunch of crook, and in the primaries, they go against their own. But for them to steal the general, it's going to be unlikely. The ruling was a major blow for President Trump, who polls show him to be in a Loctite race with Democratic nominee Joe Biden in the crucial battleground state. A must-win for president re-election chances. The court three most conservative justices, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Neil Gorsuch, would have granted the request. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who joined the court Tuesday, did not participate in consideration of the case. Let me read that again. Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch would have granted the request. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who joined the court Tuesday, did not participate in the consideration of the case. Now, had she participated in it, she may have went Trump way, but that would show her bias. The court did not disclose the justice's exact voting breakdown, though it's clear that the GOP bid failed to garner the 5 votes needed to block the deadline extension. So she needed 5. They only got 3. So for you people say, well, you know, Trump stacked the court in his favor. Look, these people died off. What you expect for Trump to do? Come on. And I'm going to talk about how the Democrats didn't even try to put up a fight to stop Amy from getting the getting the seat. There were multiple things they could do to stop this, but they didn't do it, and I'm going to talk about that soon. They keep playing this, hate Trump, stop Trump, but you keep empowering this dude. You keep giving him money for the military. You keep fast-tracking his judges. Stop. It's just fake. It's getting ridiculous now, and I hate to see my black people still believe that they're actually in a resistance when they're actually more of an assistant. Let me tell you something. The Supreme Court has always been white supremacists. They really never had a real black person in there to kind of challenge them for a long time. Now, Joe Biden said he's going to put a black woman on the Supreme Court if he win a nomination. That's if one of them fall dead, bro. Or you're going to stack the courts. The court did not disclose the justice's exact voting breakdown, though it's clear to GOP. I just read that. North Carolina Republicans have asked the justices to effectively undo a state court-approved agreement to push back the deadlines for the receipt of mail ballots to accommodate voters during the pandemic. The new deadline added 6 days from November 6 to November 12 for the receipt of ballots that are postmarked by November 3rd. So they extended the date. This is a special time, people. Most people are not going to be able to vote as normal. Now, me, I'm going in to vote, pulling the lever. Now, you know me, I don't vote for bigots. And I'm not supporting Team MAGA or Team MAGA Red or MAGA Blue. I'm going to look at the individuals individually, and I make my vote from there. I don't vote down party lines. In a dissent, Gorsuch joined Alito, said the relaxed limit reflected an unlawful encroachment by North Carolina Board of Election into the legislator's management of the election. The due date extension, Gorsuch says, represented an override, a carefully tailored legislative response to COVID. Such last-minute changes by a largely unaccountable body to invite confusion, risk altering election outcomes, and in the process threaten voters' confidence in the result, Gorsuch wrote. Roughly 1.4 million voters in the state requested mail ballots for the upcoming election. Why? Because people don't get out there, and this COVID is still running rampant. This is almost 7 times as many requests compared to this point in 2016. According to the Raleigh News and Observer, polls show that supporters of Biden are about twice as likely as Trump voters to cast ballot by mail, and that is why Trump wants to stop this. The ruling Wednesday by the justice in the North Carolina case may not be the final word in the Tar Heel state, since it applied to only 1 or 2 GOP challenges. So they got more challenges. Early on Wednesday, North Carolina Republicans filed a second request. North Carolina Republicans filed a second request to the Supreme Court asking justice to reverse the North Carolina top state court upholding ballot due date extension. So they'll rather play this game to force people to come out and vote, or to stifle people because people don't want to come out and vote. Republicans, some dirty people. I always harp on a Democrat. I'll tell you, these Republicans are dirty. Democrats dirty too, but Republicans are downright dirty. One thing I can say about the Republicans, they don't try to ramshack their own. Democrats do. But they will ramshack anybody that coming away of being coming away with the mission of the Republican Party. The Wednesday evening ruling came shortly after the court weighed in on a fight over the Pennsylvania mail-in ballot extension. In that case, the court denied a request from Pennsylvania Republicans to fast-track their bids to reinstate the stricter due date, but held open the possibility of addressing the GOP effort after the election. So, you're going to see this repeat in more towns, more state. People need their ballot extended. A lot of people are going to be voting by mail because people don't want to come out to the polls because of the COVID situation. Why? Because earlier this year, a lot of people went out and voted. They went with this vote or die stuff. And we had people like Joe Biden and Tom Perez and Donald Trump and I forgot the lady that runs the RNC, pushing people to go out and vote physically in the middle of a pandemic, knowing that they're not going to go out there and risk their lives. And if they did, they'll move everybody out the way so they won't get COVID. But yet a lot of people died of COVID. And Bernie Sanders said that's one of the reasons why he dropped out of the race, because he don't want to be responsible for people dying. Now, that's an excuse. Pretty good one. But bro, come on. Stop. Stop, man. Anyway, nevertheless, you got to push back on this stuff. You got to continue to rally and get people out to the polls. I never said don't vote. I just said that if you don't vote, I'm not going to beat up on you because you're a free will person. If these politicians ain't did enough to earn your vote, who am I to tell you to go vote for them anyway? I don't. You're a free independent thinker. You're a free independent person. What I look like telling people to go vote for Trump or go vote for Joe Biden, and I as a church man don't even tell people about Jesus. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I don't pressure people to go to church and receive Jesus, or I'm not going to pressure people to vote for Joe Biden. I'm not going to and I'm not going to ridicule and minuscule you, whatever I can say, to make you feel small because you didn't vote for Joe Biden. No more than I would do because you didn't vote for Trump. No more than I do for people who have not developed a relationship with Jesus Christ. Because some of you don't even believe in that. And some of you don't believe in Trump. Some of you don't believe in Biden. And who am I? You got to come to these conclusions yourself. So what do you think about that? And what do you think that should be done to kind of stop these Republicans from trying to stop voting efforts? Voter suppression. Leave your comment below. I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. Holla at you later. Peace.